Good morning. My name is Professor Arthur Migala, and I will be with you for the next 5 weeks. As you can see, if you haven't looked at the course already, this is the first page. This general information here pretty much sums up everything I'm going to talk about. In this course, when you first log into this course, where do you always go? You can welcome aboard, but let's look at the syllabus and the calendar. Now, on this page, you see syllabus, lecture notes, PDFs, syllabus test, and remind test. I used to have questions here. What you're supposed to do is supposed to read the syllabus and answer these questions, and then send me those responses via Remind. Remind is going to be very important. The reason I do that is because how many of your other teachers make you send emails and then tell you that during the weekend they won't respond to emails because it's their weekend? That's when do you have time to do your work? Weekend. So if you have a question and you send an email and they don't get back to you until Monday, you just wasted your whole weekend that you could be doing more classwork. That's why I use Remind. Remind is a phone app where you send me messages, I send you responses. Everybody can see them. And that way it's immediate. As soon as I get them, if I'm not otherwise preoccupied, like at a movie or swimming or something like that, I will respond to your message as fast as I can. Because the faster I get to your question, the easier it is for you, and faster it is for you. So that's very important. As you can see, also, they're tests. They both count 100 points for your final grade. Now, all you have to do here is look at the syllabus. If you understand it, send me a message on Remind saying, I've read the syllabus, I understand it. If you don't understand the syllabus and I've read the syllabus, I have these questions. And then I'll respond to them. That's it. You get 2 free hundreds there. I have people who don't do it. They still insist on sending me emails. And so then they wonder, why did I get a B in the course? I said, well, you got 2 zeros for these tests. That's the requirement. So these are easy start off the semester. And also it helps me know who's in the course, who's not in the course. I have today's the fourth. I have it's called census date, which is the 6th, Thursday. I had to see who was in the course for the long haul or who's going to drop out. And I have to send that goes to the state and they record everything. So if you want, just by signing up for a Remind, then I know you're in the course, you're going to stay in here, and that's good. And I can say you're here. If not, then I can say you've never attended, and then they can take it from there. Either drop you off the course or do whatever they're going to do. So that's very important. The syllabus is just that. It's pretty much a contract between you and me of what's going to go on. And that's so say summer. Anyway, I'll change that this afternoon. But what the syllabus tells us is what's going on in this course. Here are your grade distributions. You have 2 free tests here. The average of all your homework assignments, only the homework, that you have some things that are called media, which are videos or other PDF notes, stuff like that the publishers give. Only way I can make them show up online is if I give them points. But what I do when I finish the semester, I delete all those and calculate only the homework assignments. The chapter exams, I'm not going to drop the lowest. I'll tell you why. We have 6 chapters to cover, and we're going to cover all 6 of them. The reason I used to drop them is when I had everything in class and everything, that you had one shot at tests and everything. I've changed my mind a while back. Your homework, you have an infinite amount of tries at your homework to get the best score possible. I'll only keep the best scores. For your tests, you have 3 tries. Because think about it. If you only have 1 try, that's a lot of pressure on you, isn't it? So if you're not ready for it, then what are you going to do? Well, you probably won't if you don't study, then you're gonna try to find other ways to get a good grade. So that's the reason I said, don't cheat in this course, because you're gonna need math eventually for another higher level course anyway, so don't cheat. If you need more than 3 tries, tell me, send me a message, and I'll increase it. I think now on some of them, it's up to 9. It's usually, it's supposed to be 3, but I think I upped them all to 6, so you have, take it. It's gonna be the same type of question, it'll be the same questions, it'll be the same type of questions, and you'll see where you messed up. Go back, review it, take the test again, take it till you feel good with the grade. I don't want anybody to cheat. So that's your test grades. I'm not gonna drop any lowest grades. So you have all 6 tests, you keep those. The final exam is cumulative. It's over the entire semester. Because the final exam is taken at the end of the semester, I can't give you that many extra number of tries. I think I put it 2 or 3 tries at the final exam. Again, I only keep the best score. It shows me what you really know for the semester. Again, don't cheat. I'd much rather give somebody a C or a B who's trying, as opposed to an A, somebody who doesn't know anything and they fail out the next course they get to. If you take a business course and you can't do the basic math of it and you fail out, don't blame me for it. Admit it, say, listen, I cheated in algebra and I got an A, I don't know anything. Which is how you got through high school. So that's why you're here. All right, so again, the final exam counts 2 tests, 200 points. So that's the grade calculation. So during the semester, you can see what your grade is any point by taking a very homework assignments we're at. Let's say we're at section 3, chapter 3, section 1. All those homework assignments are average those grades. If you don't have any grades in there, put a 0 in there. Because that's what I do at the end of the semester. I download all the grades. Anything that hasn't been done, I put a 0 in there, and then I calculate it. Don't believe what it says online, because it only calculates the grades that you put in there. Whereas if you only have one homework and you made 100 on it, it's going to tell you your average is 100. Because you haven't tried the other ones yet, which is not right. So if you're going to calculate if you want to know what your grade is anytime in a semester, average all your homework assignments, add up the test grades also up to that point, your 200s for the syllabus and remind tests, and then divide by how many grades that is, that's your average. Because this course is pretty quick, I can't short sheet you or shortchange you with the stuff we have to cover, because you have to cover algebra to cover algebra. So that's the reason. And you see, when you look at the homeworks, I have teachers will give you like 50, 60 homework assignments. That's ridiculous. That's asking the same question over and over and over and over, just different numbers. So my homework assignments, I have usually no more than 10. If the material is easy, then I may have like 15 or 16 of them, because they have a whole bunch of different types of examples. But if the topic is difficult, like chapter 4, then I'll have, there's some sections I only have 6 or 7 questions. I'm not going to try to over homework you to death. So it is doable. I've had students finish this course in 3 weeks. I mean, I look on there and within 3 weeks, they're done. So you can make it self-paced if you want to. You can show up here if you want. But as class in this face-to-face part, I'm gonna try to move to room 122, which is the other side of the school, near where the police department is, for a couple of reasons. It's set up more the way I like it for all my technology stuff, and it's closer to the door. Over here, I mean, you have to park and then walk half a mile just to get into this building. So on the other side, it's much closer. So yeah, these are everything we're gonna do. Again, I don't know why I didn't update it, but I'll put the new one up there. These are everything. I can even tell you right now, the most difficult chapter in this whole course will be chapter 4. The reason for that is because chapter 1, 2, 3 build up. We do linear equations first, straight lines. Then we put some bends to them, some curves. And then chapter 4 deals with any type of equation. Any type of equation I give you, you can figure it out. So that's why, and then after that, it starts getting easy again. Chapter 6, these two right here, we usually cover in one class session. So yeah. Now, all these things, if you want to do it your self-paced, then once everybody registers with Remind, I will send you the entire semester's worth of lecture notes. The PDF, what way I lecture is I don't write it on the board. I can't stand when teachers do that. For the main reason, because once they erase it, can they ever get it back? No. I will write on my little sheet here, I'll write the notes and everything. And then at the end of class, I'll save the video, I'll copy out, print out the notes, and I'll send them to you. The reason I do that is because don't waste your time trying to copy everything I say or put on the board. Because while you're writing, I'm still talking. You're going to be missing stuff. So don't get bogged down with trying to copy everything, because that's why I'll send you everything you need. Just do the examples and just write little notes to yourself, not everything I say. So, and that way also, if anybody misses a class, again, you have all the notes and everything. I will give you the previous semester's lectures and notes for the entire semester. If you want to take off and start doing it all yourself this weekend, you're more than welcome to. Attendance is not mandatory, in other words. You could either sit here face to face and listen to this, or you could stay at home. I live stream all my lectures on Zoom, so you could stay in bed and watch this, or you could just wait till I send you the videos and the notes, or you could watch it my previous semester, because the topic's going to be the same. Math doesn't change. What I taught 3 years ago is going to be the same stuff I teach next year and this semester. So the choice is yours. If you wake up late, don't rush to get here. Stay at home and watch it online. Some of y'all may have jobs where you don't get off work till pretty late. Again, don't kill yourself to come to class. So that is my theory behind learning. Also, since you do all your homework online at home, that makes you more comfortable there. And that's why I let you take your tests whenever you're ready. You don't have to go to the testing center. You don't have to do it in here. It's not going to be closed book and everything. You take it. But again, don't cheat. Take the test as if you were sitting in class, no notes or anything. You have 3 tries. If you need more, you have more tries. Learn math. That's all I care about. Any questions so far? Yes. The Zoom link, if you look at the syllabus, let me give them. Oh, here, I'm in the syllabus. If you go to the very top of the syllabus, there's your Remind link, and then there's a Zoom meeting link. And that's the first page. And just for your viewing pleasure, I put a picture of me. So if you ever needed somebody to hate, there you go. All right. Again, I will answer your questions as fast as I can. Questions? Yes, I have questions. No questions? Yes, there's.
If you need extra help.
Okay, I'm glad you asked. If you need extra help, again, I'm here. I have to be here every morning anyway. You guys don't have to be. You can do whatever you want to. But if you need extra help outside the class times, I have 24/7 office hours, which is why I use Remind. If we can't answer the question via the texting on the remind, then we'll say, okay, let's meet up on Zoom. And so anyways, if I'm at dinner somewhere, I'm answering. So give me a couple hours, give me an hour and I'll log on and we'll meet on Zoom. And pretty much all we're gonna, if the way it is on Zoom, I don't know if you ever did a Zoom meeting, it's what you're gonna see is this. You log on, you're gonna see this, and you and I will talk over the computer, and then I will have everything here step by step by step by step. So it's the same, it should be no different than you being there and me being here, or you being next to me and me doing this work for you. So yeah, if you need extra help, there you have it. Also, I'm glad you asked that. Before you press the panic button, make sure you watch the lectures or look at the PDF notes that I send you over everything we've done. Because I work out a lot of examples, and my way of lecturing is if I'm doing a problem, I will also have on the side the steps. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. And that way you can always refer to it. So look at those. And if that doesn't help, then I also, with that list I'm going to send you all on the right-hand side, will be the solution set of all the homework assignments that you guys have. It's either going to be a PDF or it's going to be actual video and PDF. So it'll walk you through step by step by step. It's not going to be the same exact question you have. It's going to be similar, just the numbers change. That's all math really is. So this equation here is no different than that. You can use the same rules to solve them. It's just how you do it, what you have to move. So that's how it works. And then if that doesn't help, then we can meet on Zoom. Or if you guys pay my salary, you're my students. For the next 5 weeks, I work for you. Just ask me whatever you need. But try to do some work yourself. Try to figure it out yourself. That's the easiest, that's the best way to learn. And only when you're stuck in that corner, you can't get out, then use a lifeline. More questions, more questions. How many tests do we have? 6. Do I drop any? No. So let me make sure I'm gonna look at my other course. Because the other course should. When you look at this, make sure you're in summer. Huh. They were both updated this past weekend. Gotta find out why that is. Yes.
Look at the MyLab and it has like it says practice exam bonus 10% of.
Yes, I'm glad you asked. Very good. Now, once you finish the looking at the syllabus and all that sort of stuff, then what you're going to do is you're going to go here, My Lab Math. That's where all of your assignments are. You can look at all your assignments here, or just the tests and quizzes here, and the homeworks here. So I always go to this one. That's why I put it on top for y'all. Pretty much go top down. Good question. I'm address that. So yeah, just do that for certification and you work your way down. The practice exams are optional. They're practice exams to see how well you can do. And whatever score you get, 10% of that becomes bonus points for that test grade. So if you make a 70 on your practice exam, how many points do you get? How many? 7. just divide it by 10, just move decimal place over one, that's how many points you get. So I mean, so it's free points. Really, nobody should fail this course. Nobody should make less than an A in this course. And you keep on going. It's just top down, all the way down to the bottom. And you have the final exam, you also have a practice final exam. Since it counts 2 test grades, then it's 20%. Oh, yes, yeah, I can set over here. 0 of 3, 0, 0 of 5. You have 5 tries for those. 6 tries. And all you have to do, if you need more tries, tell me, and I'll increase it. So again, the only thing you promised me that if you do cheat in this course and you fail whatever you use math for later on, admit that you cheated through algebra and you don't know math. Don't blame it on math, on me. I gave you the option. You choose whatever path you want to. If making A is so important to you, then more power to you. Good luck in your future. More questions, more questions. That was a real good question. So yeah, pretty much if you want to, you can start. This is how we're going to go through the course. We're going to start with section 1.1 and move on. And then once we finish that, we jump on that. And fortunately, since we have 5 weeks, we will pretty much cover a section a day. Or if it's pretty quick and easy, we may do 2 sections. The faster we cover everything, the sooner we finish. Some topics may take longer, but some of them may go quick and easy because a lot of times I take these first 4 sections and combine them into one lecture because logically it has a logical flow of how it should go. But they broke it down in smaller pieces. Anything else? So you can also, so if you're going to come in here, if you choose to attend again, I'm going to try to move the class to room 122. And if I only want people to show up to class face to face if they're serious about learning. If you show up to class and are always on your technology, either texting, surfing, whatever, don't come in here. That's a distraction to me, and whoever's behind you gets distracted too. Don't bother them. So don't think by showing up here that you'll get any bonus preferential treatment, bonus points, and anything like that. No. So show up here because you want to learn. If not, then stay at home and do it online. Was it? Yes.
The lecture videos and PDFs, that's all the ones that you've already recorded, previous semester. Yeah.
Well, let me see here which ones those are. Because I want to make sure, because now that, yeah. See, that's because it didn't update my syllabus. I don't know why that is. Yeah, see, it's missing the solutions. Yeah, so you can start watching this. Yeah, these are all the lectures, yeah. Pretty much here you have the syllabus and course intro. That's what we're talking about here. Order of operations. This usually do all my math classes, I go through the rules of math. Because that in high school, most of y'all, I hate to say it, but didn't pay much attention. Because it had you, all this stuff would be second nature to you. Mathematics doesn't change. The stuff we're going to do here, you're going to learn nothing in this course. You're going to remember a lot. Stuff in 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th grade, 11th grade. You've seen it all before. It's just now it means more because you're paying for it. So yeah, you can go ahead and start if you want to go on. And also there are some other things that I have here that supplement what we're doing. Order of operation worksheet, library of functions, because there's a topic there. Everything in mathematics. If I give you an equation that looks like this, two. What's that gonna look like? Can anybody tell me? The graph, the solution. Well, actually, I'm glad you said that. What is a solution? You said the word solution. What does that mean? Yeah, no, that's what I believe. But how many solutions are here? All depends on what you're talking about. It's an infinite number of them. What we're talking about here in mathematics, when we talk about solutions, what we're talking about are x-intercepts. They're also called zeros. They're also called factors. So when we talk about solutions, we're saying, how many times will this graph cross the x-axis? Can you guess that? and I'm not expecting you to, because if you knew it now, then you're already in chapter 2 or chapter 3. But what my goal here is to teach you guys how to look at this. By looking at this, we know a couple of very important things. First off, that's the y-intercept. That's where it crosses the y-axis. It crosses at -2. That number is called the degree. Since it's 3, what it tells us, we're going to have at most 3 solutions. The graph's going to look something like this. We can have 3 solutions, or we can have 2 solutions, or we can have 1 solution. We don't know yet, but we know it has to be between those. Because it's an odd number, both ends have to point different directions. Well, now that this is a negative, well, we know instead of going down, it now looks like this. It flips. And that's what the library of functions is going to be about. When we talk about library of functions, we're going to look at all of the basic functions of mathematics and see how it behaves. Because I want to get you to a point where you can look at the equation and tell me basically what it's going to look like before you do any math. So when you finish everything, you'll have an idea, am I right or am I wrong? Because up until now, you guys looked at this thing like it had 5 eyes, which is perfectly okay. In a couple of weeks, you'll be able to do all this stuff. Yes.
I'm sorry, I don't know.
No. This is first day.
So we don't have to come in person. I'll prefer to come in person because next is. So like.
No. It's well, I have to be here no matter what. But you guys can either come in here face to face, or you can watch it online live, because I live stream all my courses, or you could wait till I finish the course, that day's lectures, and I'll send you the notes and the videos for it. Because everything I'm doing here, because I will Xerox these, PDF them, and send them to you so you can watch along and what's on the page. So that in my classes, there's never an absence. There's no way you could be absent from a class. I will send you everything you need. Or if life happens to you, that you have that link that shows you all the previous, the lectures and stuff. What we just talked about. You are more than welcome.
And then on this, look at Monday, Wednesday, but I know that's.
Well, yeah, I don't know why I didn't upgrade it. I have so much trouble. That's the reason on the remind test and syllabus test, every time I try to upload it, then the actual tests or transfer them over from my previous, it doesn't do it. So it's, again, I spent all week, last week and the weekend fixing up those syllabi, and it still didn't update it. So, no, I will leave that for you. I'm thinking about Monday through Thursday is going to be enough time for us. Because remember, we only have to cover a chapter a week. The first chapter is pretty much all introductory stuff. Lines, equations of lines, graphing lines. That's not going to take as much time at all. So for this first week, if we need a Friday session, then we'll do it. But after that, like chapter 2 is only 4 sections. Chapter 3 is a full 5. 6 for that one, 5 for that one, and only 2 for the last one. So I'm thinking that Fridays will be a chance for you to catch up and do all the work you're trying to do anyway. So because we're going to move at a pretty quick pace. And yeah, if you want to move faster, you're more than welcome to do that too. Okay.
It is gonna be in this classroom, but she had me at 165.
Yeah, I saw that somewhere it was 165 also, but then I looked at it this morning, it said 174 and 76. Because that my calculus course is 176. But no, I requested 122, which is at the other end of the building. It's a much smaller course, but I mean, we're not going to be more than this at most anyway. Everybody else who's doing this is choosing to do it online. So I got flooded with students saying, "Do we have to show up to class?" I said no. So again, it's just up to y'all. Good questions. Question? Board? Any questions? All right, so what time is it now? Only 37 minutes. Let me see what could we do? So I was just thinking about having a lecture all by itself of the orders of math, but I'm going to incorporate those in the lectures. For example, what would you do if you had that? If I asked you to solve for X, what would you do there? Everybody agree? That's where I want to try to stop y'all. Treat the signs and the numbers separately. Because I guarantee you, in the 30 some odd years I've been teaching college level math, you know what causes most students to fail homeworks and tests? That negative sign. The more, look at this look at all those lines we have. And the longer the equation, the more difficult it becomes. And then students have trouble right here. 9 divided by 3. They will skip that for some reason. A lot of times they'll say, So I always tell my students, whenever you're in the very last step, you're right. Normally you would just divide by -3. But first off, let's change the signs across the board. Now divide by 3. If you do it in pieces, the chance of you making a sign error drops down tremendously. Ooh, yeah, this. Quietly work this out.
Is that a add?
No, it's multiplication. Yeah. Addition is just that. See, multiplication is a unique symbol. And it doesn't have to be there to be there. Whereas there's no sign there, but it's 2 times 3. So multiplication is the unique element. So work this out for me. What'd you get? Okay, if you got 1, stand up. Peer pressure, I saw that, you took time. Now, if you got a 1, that's your grade. It is no bueno. Again, this goes back down to where your previous teachers taught you. You guys use, excuse my French, PEMDAS. That word is never used in my vocabulary, in my math classes. PEMDAS is an American acronym that stands for what? Europeans and the rest of the world use that. Brackets, exponents, division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. These work great in 5th grade, in 6th grade, which is where they should have stayed. Because you did what first? Because multiplication came first. Is multiplication any more important than division? Not according to order of operations. Order of operations say that first thing you do are special operations. Exponents, parentheses, brackets, radicals, absolute values, factorials. There are over 400 symbols used in mathematics. PEMDAS only talks about 2 of them. According to PEMDAS, you couldn't do square roots. You couldn't do absolute values or factorials. How many of you ever heard of a factorial? Factorial is used in statistics. It's a counting technique. It's whatever number's in front of there, multiply that number down to 1. Oops. Multiply that number down to 1. So it's 6. 5 factorial is 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. 5 times 4 is 20 times 3 times 2. I got 2 2s. Times 1 is 120. That's a factorial. Again, that's not anywhere in PEMDAS or BEDMAS. So once you finish all those, you do multiplication and division. And then once you finish those, what you should have left is addition subtraction. Notice how these are paired up. Why are they paired up? Because they're opposites of each other. 5 plus 2 equals 7. Or 7 minus 2 equals 5. They're opposites of each other. So really what you should have done is what? Yeah, because mathematics is a philosophy of logic. In the old days, mathematics was taught in the philosophy department, logic. If you ever take a logic course, you learn something what's called modal logic. Ands and ors. Engineers use that now, electrical engineers, when they design circuitry, computer engineers also. When you read this, it's a sentence. This is called a statement. When you read it, you read left to right. Are there any special operations? No, so we did that. Are there any multiplication division? Yes, here's a division. So we do 6 divided by 2. Repeat the process. Any special operations? Any multiplication division? Yes. That's the answer. If what?
Because the division was actually written out left to right.
Yes, because you got to it first.
I put it, divided it in my head 2 times 3.
Yes, because you saw, again, this is what you were. No. Again, that's why this word is never used. I got in trouble when I first got hired here. That's 7, 8 years ago. I got in trouble because I told the students that don't ever use PEMDAS. It's wrong. They went to their tutor that lived on that. And I said, okay, first off, my master's and doctorates is in mathematics. They're just a tutor. I know a lot more, infinitely more math. And then I was called to the dean's office. I said, you can't tell them. I said, yes, I can, because it's wrong. And that's the example I used. So yes, so that's why it should never be taught and never discussed in college ever again.
So unless there's a special operation, you remove left and right.
Right. So if we had this, if we had that, reading left, right, there's a special operation. Here's parentheses. So we do inside there first. 2 times 3 is 6. There's nothing inside there, so we don't have to do anything. So it's 6 divided by 6 is 1. Right. So you see where the difficulty in math occurs. You know how to do the operations. I mean, each of these separately, but when we put them in large equations, that's when it gets complex. And that's going to be my job, is to break the bad habits teachers filled your head up with in the last 12 years of your life. Actually, it was great in elementary school. 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade. Then you start dealing with larger equations and start dealing with negatives and fractions and stuff like that. That's where it gets derailed. I'm not to say anything bad about teachers in high school or junior high, but they're not mathematicians. They're educators that took a math test to teach math. So, I mean, they have to put up with, think of when you were in school, in high school. Could you put up with that kind of attitude in class? I mean, the teachers in high school and junior high should be given a lot more money than they are. In the old days, they used to be given more power, saying, okay, if a student disrupted, go to the principal office, the principal will get a paddle and smack the crap out of them. That kid never disrupted again. Nowadays, the kids know, you can't do anything to me. I can spit in your face, there's nothing you can do to me. So there's, and then, so anyway, that's my soapbox, but my job is to get all that stuff in your head and start realigning it. Also, another thing is when it comes to fractions. How many of y'all like dealing with fractions? Yeah, I don't. I hate it. The reason being because it requires a lot more steps to do what you need to. So to solve fraction equations like this, how do we know this is an equation? Equation versus a statement. Do we have anything in this equation that starts with those 4 letters? Yeah. If there's an equal sign, it's an equation. If it's just this side, that's a statement. And with statements, you simplify, combine like terms. Equations, you solve. So whenever you have a variable and an equal sign, you're not done until that. So how do we solve that? What would you do here?
Subtract 3/4 and then multiply 2.
That's one way. And okay, this is also pretty short and sweet, so quick and easy. Yes, that is one way of doing it. But then now, what if we had 3/7? Then you subtract 3/7 by 5/4. Now we have to go through a whole new scheme to get to subtract fractions. What do you have to have?
And
Common denominator. So that's a whole nother step. Whenever you have fractions and equal signs, first step, remove the fraction. How do we do that? Find the LCD. What is LCD? Least common denominator. What's the smallest number that these bottom numbers fit into? 4. So the LCD is 4. Once you found that, so multiply each term by the LCD. Remember I told you earlier, mathematics is a language. Language have words. Well, here we have another word. What is term? What does term mean? How many terms do we have there? So what defines a term? A term is anything separated by a plus, minus, or equal. A term is anything separated by a plus, minus, or equal. So here we have 1 term, 2 term, 3 term. So multiply each term by the LCD. So we have the LCD is 4. So we have 4 times 3/4 plus 4 times x/2, 4 times 5/4. Here's another thing that students were messed up with. Whenever you multiply fractions, what do?
so
Reduce first, yeah. A lot of people were taught multiply top by top, bottom by bottom. No, because that makes the number bigger. Then you have to reduce. Reduce when they're smaller. Can anything cancel here? Yeah, this is for, so the fours cancel. The 2 goes into 4. The 2 goes into 4 how many times? Twice. And the 4 cancels. So what we have here is just 3. 2 times x. Oops, this is a plus. And the 4's cancel. Is this pretty easy looking now? These two are exactly the same question. I just made it look easier by getting rid of the fractions. By finding the LCD, multiplying each term. Now, how would you solve this one? Yeah. Because we're looking for this, we're looking for x. Get rid of everything that's not x. Why do we subtract 3? But why subtract? Yeah, because we're looking at it, this is a balance beam. There's 3 here, so when we get rid of 3. If we get rid of 3 there, we have to get rid of 3 here. 3 minus 3 is 0, gives us 2x. 5 minus 3 is 2. We're solving for x. We have to get rid of the 2. How are they connected? Well, they're connected by multiplication. What's opposite of multiplication? Division. So we divide both sides by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. And there's your answer. Again, this is a very small. We're going to have larger equations than that with a bunch of different denominators. And a lot of times it won't be numbers, it can be equations. So this method will work no matter what you do. So this is my job. I'm going to teach you these kind of shortcuts and stuff or procedures to minimize the chance of mistakes. So that's what we're going to do in this course. All right. So again, I requested for our class to move to room 122. That's why I need you guys to get on Remind ASAP, because if we don't switch the class yet, because I had to go through my dean first, then we'll meet in here until it's approved. And so whatever method, whatever goes on, or let's say something happens in like at the end of June, I have to do a presentation at a conference. And I may be gone for 2 or 3 days to do the presentation. So in other words, what I'm getting to is how many times have you show up to class and the teacher's not there? Never. That's the worst feeling, because you showed up, you have to wait there, or if there's a sign on the door that says, no class today, go home. I'm not going to do that to y'all. If I can't be there, I'm going to let you know as soon as I can't be there. And so if it's at 6 o'clock in the morning, I'll send you a message at 6 in the morning. That way you don't have to worry about getting out of the house. Because again, I get frustrated when students have to go to school first to find out teacher's not there. That's why I use Remind again. And again, it's for a grade. It's part of a test. There's a Remind test and the syllabus test. What do you have to do for those 2 grades? Yep. Send me a message on Remind saying that you've read the syllabus, either you understood it or you have questions about it. And then just by doing that, you get hundreds for both of those. All right.